2021 Bronco WildTrak, and we're going to be installing our new plug-and-play grill lights. Here we have our fully insulated harness, complete with 3 LEDs, a ground, and an added fuse. We're going to walk you through the installation steps. All right, here we have the tools that we're going to need for the installation. We have a 10mm socket, which you will use to remove the grill, as well as the ground later on. We have some plastic pry tools. This will be used to remove the 9 clips inside the radiator core support, as well as a T25 and T27 Torx driver, which will be used on the grill. With our kit, we provide some zip ties to help clean up the wiring inside the installation. Here's our harness ready to go with the added fuse and ground, and a pair of clippers just to clean up the zip ties, but scissors would work as well. All right, we can get started. Here we're going to be removing the first of the 9 plastic clips with our plastic pry tools. As you see, they pop out gently. You can also use a flathead screwdriver. Just be gentle when removing them. Be sure to also remove the clip on top of the air cleaner air intake, which you will see right here. Now that all 9 clips are out, we're going to remove the radiator core support cover. You just need to lift up the air filter a bit. It pulls it right out, and we'll set it aside for the next steps. The next step is to remove the 4 grill mounting bolts. You'll need a 10mm for this. There's the first, second, third, fourth. The next step is to remove the grill mounting bolts with your 10mm. This is how the grill is connected to the radiator core support. Okay, so before removing the grill, for those with a front-facing camera, we'll need to disconnect the camera as well as the washer fluid. So first is the camera, which is the brown clip. You'll want to gently press the little tab on the inside, and that separates. Next, for the washer fluid, there's an oval-shaped clip. You just push the outside of that and give it a little pull, and it will separate. So now we can remove the grill from the vehicle. The next step is to remove the grill from the vehicle. So there's mounting clips here, and on both sides. So you want to grab from the top of the grill and right here, and gently pull that. Same on the bottom. Just separates just like that. We'll come over to the other side. Same locations. Pops right out. From there, we'll move that over to our table. Next, we're going to remove the inside of the grill cover from the outside. We have 6 T25 Torx screws located at the top of the grill, which you'll remove to access the inside portion of the grill. Now we're removing with the T27 the 2 bolts on each side of the camera, which will allow us to remove the back plate entirely. Next, you can remove the back of the grill and separate it from the front to access the area where we'll install the LEDs. Placing our grill lights into the grill slots. As you can see, they go right inside flush with the grill. The first light sits 2 slots away from the outside. Here you can see the center LED is placed right over the camera bracket for center placement. Please note how the wire is routed under the grill clip. We'll provide a zip tie for the installation here for clean wiring. So you'll want to route the zip tie through the grill clip and connect the harness to the bottom. The LEDs will then be held in place with this rear cover, which we'll show you next. So this is just to clean up the wiring and get it out of the way for installation. The third LED fits right here in that slot. Again, 2 slots right over from the outside grill. So you have 3 grill lights evenly placed on the top row of the grill. Now that the LEDs are all in place in the grill, please take note of how the wires are routed. We can reinstall the back cover. So the LEDs are actually held in place, sandwiched between the front grill and the back cover. So you'll want to mount up and line up the camera slot and then snap the back cover in place. We'll then go in and reattach all the bolts so that the LEDs are held in place. Now we're using the Torx 25 to install the top row of bolts. This will start to sandwich the LEDs in place and hold them in. Next, we'll reinstall the Torx 27 on both sides of the camera bracket to finish the back side of the grill. Now you can see all of the LEDs are in their respective slots. As you can see here with this bulb, it's not moving, it's held in place tightly with the sandwich between the front and rear brackets. So now we have the LEDs installed in the grill. As the harness is hanging out here, we'll want to snap the grill back in place. There's 2 guide pins on each side. I just want to pop it in that way, make sure the pins are lined up. Same on this side, gently pushing in. Now the grill's in place. Now that the grill's in place, you can see the harness runs through in 3 different locations. We'll want to run the wiring across the radiator. We provide zip ties that allow you to clean up the wiring in our kit, and then we'll want to trim just to get the excess zip tie out of the way. This will be completely hidden under the radiator cover that we'll install now. Before installing the radiator cover, we need to reattach the camera and washer fluid with the little clips. So the black clip to the black clip and the brown to the brown. Next, we're going to install the radiator cover, which will hide the wiring in between the grill and radiator cover. That's in place, and we'll reattach that with our clips. Now that the cover is in place, please note where the wire harness runs between the grill and the radiator cover. So you'll see it just exposed a little bit, but this is so that the grill and the holes line up in the correct spots. Now that the harness is in place, we are going to ground the harness on the vehicle with this 10mm socket, remove the bolt, and install the ground. To power the harness, you're going to take the add a fuse and insert it into slot 21 in the engine compartment fuse box. This will turn on and off with the vehicle using our add a fuse for installation. Now that the lights are plugged in, you can turn on the vehicle and you will see the lights are illuminated. Thanks for tuning in. That was the installation for the Bronco LED Shop Raptor Grille Lights. Again, this set is compatible with our Badlands, the WildTrak, and the Everglades grill style. So stay tuned on the website for more kits coming out soon, and shop on the site directly at broncoledshop.com. Thank you.